Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 124 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we've got a great show today. We're going to have a house over in Plano, and the second one is going to, wait for it, Lake Arlington. Who knew there was a lake out in Arlington?
Yeah, beautiful lake in Arlington.
It's amazing. And in the second segment?
We're going to talk about different places to go. Most walkable neighborhoods.
Oh, most walkable neighborhoods. There he is, folks. He's going to be here all week. Did you really forget, or were you playing?
No, I'm playing with you.
Oh, okay. That was really good, though.
I did forget the other day, though.
I knew you forgot the other day. That was very awesome. It's quite amazing. There's
a lot going on up here, okay?
I know. Being in front of, I will say this much, the way that the lights are focused right now, it is a little bright. And so, yeah, sometimes you get thrown off when you first get started in the show.
It really does. And there, there's all that stuff that we're just like keeping the wheels on the bus at times with. So
there's a little bit of that. It was an interesting weekend. I had clients that came in from Arizona and spent, I think, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and majority of Sunday out showing. And oh my, the market is an interesting timetable right now. It was good for them to see. They realized quickly that the houses that they had chosen for Saturday weren't quite what they were looking for. And so it was wonderful because they gave me some freedom to choose. And so I was able to do a prairie, a contemporary, a ranch, a very modern over on Vanguard, and then just some traditionals in Dallas. And it was really good. And they enjoyed the cross section and the different neighborhoods. And I think it's great because it kind of goes with what we're going to talk about in the second segment today.
It does. It does.
So good times.
I kind of took most of the weekend off.
That's what a good partnership allows.
I honestly did. It was Saturday. I showed a couple of houses in the morning. And then Saturday afternoon, I had a bunch of just personal stuff to take care of. And then Sunday, one of our friends groups all went out to the Arboretum and had a big picnic. I say big picnic, but it was such a great time. It was such a beautiful day. And if you have not been to the Arboretum during this Dallas Blooms, you are missing out. It is really a cool place to be.
And it's interesting because on Saturday when we were on Lower Greenville, we were coming out of Xavier, which is one of the enclave neighborhoods in Little Forest. We were coming out and trying to head over towards Buckner and Mockingbird, and there was just a real traffic jam. And that's not normally an area. And it was everybody trying to get into the Arboretum that day.
And I've got to say, we were all very concerned about it. Our friends group is, very COVID, we're just very COVID conscientious. Thank you. And the way that the Arboretum has it set up is you have to buy a ticket for a 15-minute window of entry, and they limit the number of people that can enter during that 15 minutes. So it gives it an opportunity for everybody to, not gather at the front gate. Really, I mean, we walked up our tickets were 11:30. We walked right up, showed the person our ticket. She pulled it up. She's like, okay, and we walked right in.
And I think that this is one of the large. It's the fall and this one, but isn't it that there are more tulips in bloom and this than only other place is Holland, right?
Yes, that's correct.
It's pretty amazing. So
you see it.
Hey, Zach, Zach's watching the show right now. If you could throw on the link for the Arboretum, that way everybody can grab that real quick, that'd be awesome. But we would definitely recommend. I think I've done it every year but this year, and I'm never disappointed. It's truly an amazing time.
Yeah, and they're getting back into where I think they're going to start having those fall evening, those spring evening concerts.
On
and
Thursday.
Then, yeah, on Thursdays that are, they usually have cover bands that come out, and it's a lot of fun.
It is, but just remember to take your Allegra or
Yes.
Zyrtec.
And your little chair.
Your chair.
Yeah,
oh,
your little chair that sits that far off the ground.
Ah.
So.
Good. Did you take your pet?
Nope. They
Can
don't.
you?
They don't know. They don't allow pets other than assistance animals.
Interesting. All right. No companion. No. Very
No-
good.
no
Well, let's
pet-
jump
no
into that
pet
first
anaconda.
one. What's the first one, Jeff?
The first house we're going to go to today is 1505 Tawakoni, and this is in Plano. It is such a convenient little area and such a very well-defined neighborhood. This is right off West Park Boulevard in Alma. There is it's called the Plano Go Academy High School that is within walking distance of this home, and that is one of the big attractions to this part of Plano.
Yep, and the other thing too is that this is an easy commute also over to Legacy. So if you want to be towards the headquarters of many of the different headquarters or companies that are coming to Dallas, this is easy for that. 75 is close enough, but it's not going to be a noise factor that you're going to have to deal with. And then again, as you see here, you've got really good north-south feeders with Alma, and I believe the other one is Custard. So it's really easy and convenient to get around into Dallas. Probably 20 years ago, this would have been considered way out. But today, this is not considered way out.
It's really
This is
not.
definitely a suburb neighborhood of Dallas.
As opposed to an exurb.
An exurb. I was wondering if I was going to remember that word, and I didn't
Yeah.
have to because you got it. Yes, an exurb. And so, like, an exurb would be like, I think there's a town called Weston now that's even further
Yeah,
out.
there is.
That is an exurb.
Exurbs are like the next ring beyond the suburbs of a city.
It's actually any closer, and it's just a suburb to Oklahoma.
That
is
is
what
true.
it is. So let's get real. All right, so this is it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, and it has been meticulously cared for. It's on a very nice lot, easy and symmetrical. This home has been so well taken care of. We were really excited to be able to bring this one on. As you can see here, the homeowner has done some really great outdoor landscaping. Might be a little hard to see, but they've really taken care of the beds and brought in the color. It is going to be so enjoyable.
And as you walk in the door, you've got access off to the left to this little dining room. And it's actually a really large room. You can see that's a 4-top table. It would very easily be able to have a 6-person seating there.
Absolutely, and so we wanted to show you both angles of this so that as you kind of are looking through the images, you get a true feel for this. And so we do have access to the garage from the side, and then you have this really clean, and that's what everybody wants, a white bright kitchen and white bright backsplash. This one also opens up to one of 2 family rooms right here as well.
And it's granite countertops, the white painted out cabinetry, which is gives it the really clean, modern look. Stainless steel appliances. As you can tell, most of those have been updated within the last few years.
And this is a view into the second family room that they use as a TV room. But we're going to take, and in the next set of pictures, we're going to go ahead and look at what the big family room on the front of the house is. And this room is a lot of space. I love that the ceilings have been vaulted, and as you can see on the fireplace, it's got the brick, which adds a really great texture to this room, but it's also floor to ceiling. It's hard to tell in this picture, but the actual firebox is really enormous here.
And these homes were all built in the 80s, and being built then, they have wood paneling, and you can see the detail on that wood paneling, and having it all painted out really makes that room a lot bigger.
Yep, and in the left-hand corner, you can see how we look into the kitchen, but then we've got this really simple and symmetrical family room here. Now, down the hallway, you have all 3 of the bedrooms, and so this is the first one, and what divides it from the other one is a really great bathroom. The configuration is wonderful because this is what we would call a changing bathroom, so you can have the sink and a door that separates it from the other shower and the toilet.
And there's another room between the two that you just, between this one and the one you just saw, that is just really a great extra space. This is the master bedroom, and as you can tell, there's room for the king-size bed, a couple of nightstands, and then still room to have a dressing chair or whatever you might want.
So this will transition into a large bathroom, and you can see here that you have separate tub and separate shower. And as everybody wants, they want a double vanity, which we have here. And behind that door, you have a walk-in closet. So it's really clean and it's really simple. Again, this homeowner has taken such good care of the house. It's an easy way to get in and out of this home.
Yep, and we're going to circle back into that second living area just to kind of show you how it looks out on the backyard. You've got lots of space out there for your outdoor living. And as you can see, his pup in the window.
Stash was there looking in. So this is a good job of the texture on the wall. Chip and Joanna would be very pleased of this texture on the diagonal. And then in the backyard, you can see you've got a really clean patio space. If you wanted to put a pergola on here, it would be super simple. And as you see, the fence is actually stained board on board, but ran on the vertical. So it's a really nice accent piece.
And it's a huge backyard.
Yes.
And he has got the beds perfectly ready for whatever you want to have in there, it is ready to go.
Sprinkler system, everything is ready to go. This is also going to have a new dishwasher as well, and a couple of windows are being replaced today as well.
So 1505 Tawakoni Lane, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, built in 1984, a little over 2,100 square feet, priced at $365,000, and that brings it in at $173 a square foot.
Yep, so this is a great home. If you'd like more information about it, in the comments below, click on that link. It'll take you directly to it. And if you'd like to see it, let us know. And as soon as this goes live, we will be happy to make that happen.
Great house.
Great house. And
Great
it is
house.
coming live on April the
1st.
And that is not a joke. It's
That is
actually
not
true.
a fool.
We're actually
Yep.
going live on the 1st.
I think we have 3 houses coming live on April 1st.
I
now.
know.
It's like,
At first, I thought he was punking me. I was like, "Are you serious, Tyler? Really?" He's like, "No, really."
look at this $27 million listing I just found. It can go live April 1.
April 1. Haha, got you.
So our next home is really such a cool home, and it's not very often that we get to sell lakefront property. We sell close to the lake, but every once in a while you get one that's really a knockout, and this one's it. This is 3502 Yacht Club Court, and it's in Arlington, and it is on the eastern shore of a peninsula of Lake Arlington.
I had no idea that there was a lake in Arlington. I was like, interesting. And as you can see here, you've got really great access to the Bowman Springs Park, which was really great as we toured this area and got to know it more and more. One of the things that we really liked about this neighborhood was how much topography there is. It's a very neighborhood with full of mature trees, lots of great walking ability inside the neighborhood as well. There's not a bunch of through streets that cut in and make this a more congested neighborhood. It's also pretty much 50-50 between 30 and 20 as well. A little closer to Fort Worth than it is to Dallas, but given the fact that 20 and 30 are so close, I think getting around to either one of them is really simple.
It really is, and you're just down and around to 820, which gets you really pretty much anywhere in Fort Worth that you want to go.
So great home, and this is going to be a 5-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half, 2-car garage. And wait till you start seeing these pictures. This house did not disappoint at all.
Not at all. This was another one that was built in the 80s. Brick construction with a little bit of stone emphasis on the front. Big two-story entry. This is a photography from above the lake looking back on it. And as you can tell, it's just a really immense house with a lot of living space.
Yep, so that deck is all Trek material, and we'll get to it in a little bit. When you swing inside, one of the things that they did wonderfully is they allowed tons of views. So we've got about 10-foot ceilings here, and they run from almost the width of the house to give every aspect of view. So we're standing inside the living room, and we're looking on the right side of this image, we're looking towards the kitchen and through into the dining room.
And back to the left of this is going to be one of the bedroom wings on it. This is from the area that's really closest to the master bedroom. And as you can tell, it's got this really great, very magnificent feeling entry. And then as you enter the house, this is what your view is going to be.
And I felt like this is one of those homes that you could have everybody over for all the holidays, and it would be so simple. You would be able to see everybody, and everybody would be able to see what's going on. It's an easy way to entertain in this house as well. The way that the configuration of the kitchen island is set up is great. And this is also a second living room that they've got set up as more like a little bonus room for games and TV. So really great space. This
is one of the 4 guest rooms in it. Really nice built-ins, great lighting. They've also used at being an 80s construction, these rooms all have the wood paneling on them that's been painted out. Still has a really updated feel. This one's got a little bit of a vanity outside the bedroom. You turn into a Jack and Jill bath that 2 of the downstairs bedrooms share.
And so all of the bedrooms have either access or ensuite to a bathroom, which really makes it great, and it makes it easy when you're hosting. As you can see here, this I believe is a king-size bed, and there is still plenty of room. One of the elements that we liked in this house was that it had skylights and that it was open in this seating area on the 2nd floor. One of the great things is we were able to look down and actually watch the photographer doing his work with the video.
And this is the master bedroom. The master bedroom is absolutely huge. I think it's 25 feet long by about 15 feet wide. As you can tell, you've got plenty of room for a king-size bed, but then you've also got the seating area, and all of it is looking out on the lake and on the decks.
And then upstairs, you have a private office or crow's nest for the office. And this actually is the view from that. And there's a door that actually walks out onto a private 2nd floor deck. So there's so much to look at. When you come back into the master bedroom, this is the bathroom, and it has an enormous walk-in shower, double vanity. Again, another skylight in here. So the whole house has tons and tons of light.
And this is another view of that, what do you call it?
I called it a crow's nest.
Crow's
or
nest,
private
thank
office.
you, which is a great term for it. It's got a little bar built in, and then you step out onto this patio, out onto the lake, and just, again, have the magnificent views.
So speaking of the master, this is the access to, I feel like there's 3 different decks, and this is the one that's off of the master. And so it actually wraps around and comes out, which is so amazing. You can see here we've got the covered space as well. Again, as I said in the beginning, this is all Trek, which is really great because it weathers wonderfully.
And I can just see myself sitting out on this deck.
With your
at
margarita.
skylight, yeah, it's at sundown, and I mean, we were there at sundown, and
Yep.
it was really just beautiful watching the sun.
So while we were there also, we saw a feeding frenzy, and we saw all the fish coming up to the surface, and there was probably 50 birds diving in and going after all of everything. So
Yeah, really, it was really, and this is a back view sitting on the deck looking back up at the house. And again, it's just every window is open out to the water.
So it's a 5-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half, 2-car garage, built in '84, 3,200 amazing square feet, priced at $579, and that brings us in at $180.43 a foot.
And that is a really great value for a home that is on the water. You have boat dock capability
Yep.
there. It is a recreational lake. They do not allow swimming in the lake, but they allow water sports in terms of sea-doos, boats,
Kayaking.
kayaking, canoeing. It's really
Sounds great.
everything except swimming.
Interesting. All right. Good to know. Well, again, there will be a link in the comments. Click on it to get more information. Let us know if you'd like to see it. We can definitely make that happen.
And we will be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
And welcome back to episode 124 of Sold with Updike Pugh, and this is the second segment today.
Yep. And it is a really great one. I feel like given today's market and how everybody is relocating to Dallas, it is great to know your neighborhoods because it's indicative of what your lifestyle will be once you're inside the home. Mm-hmm. What's your first one?
Well, the first one we're going to talk about today is downtown Dallas. And downtown Dallas, over the course of the last 20 years, has become one of the most walkable areas in our city.
It is. And when I first moved to Dallas from San Antonio, I actually moved into the inner urban building because I wanted to go from a suburb neighborhood into a loft. And I chose an urban building because it had a grocery store. The grocery store is long gone, but in its place is a really amazing gym called the Star. And it actually is so close to the new AT&T stadium or AT&T pavilion. Mm-hmm. It's amazing what they have done down there these days.
It really is. And the way our downtown is defined is really, really great, and it is totally walkable from one end to the other. They still have rail lines that run through downtown where you can jump on one end and be at the other end of downtown within 2 or 3 minutes.
And the parks that they've added at Clyde Warren and the bookend parks that are both on either end of Commerce and Main have done so much to add such a life to Dallas that they've just really realized how important this is, and the trails.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of history in downtown too. There's the old red courthouse, and these are this is a trail drive statuary that's down by the convention center.
So photographed. And then here you can see what a great, this is a little harder to get to, but still it's an iconic, the Mr. Microphone Man is what I call it for Dallas.
The Reunion Tower.
Yeah, or that.
And this is the Texas School Book Depository where, if you're a conspiracy theorist, it is not where,
Right, John. What was his name?
John F. Kennedy was killed from.
And then one of the things I don't think we have pictures of it here yet, but we also have West End is making a comeback as well.
Yes, it really is. That was a very touristy area for many
80s.
years, and then it just kind of went.
Yeah, but I think we have the Holocaust Museum that's been relocated down there, which is really amazing as well. If you haven't had a chance to grab that, one of the things that everybody knows about after college is they like to come to Uptown and Oaklawn, and those are great areas. But as I was showing our clients this weekend, that Uptown and Oaklawn are not just for those that are graduating from college, the young urban professionals. A lot of times what we're seeing is more and more people relocating here after college. I mean, after they're downsizing from their homes in the suburbs.
Yeah, and the Oaklawn Uptown area is really it's really an kind of a monolithic neighborhood that's made up of all these sub neighborhoods. Like when you look at Uptown, you've really got a small area of Uptown called the State Thomas area that's got a lot of history, a lot of different styles of living, just a lot of different restaurants. But then when you cross over Turtle Creek or cross over the Katy Trail, you get into what is a less dense, more just a little bit older neighborhood, and you've got Mansion Park and the mansion on Turtle Creek, and this Arcadia. This is a private law firm that's collected all of this memorabilia from around Dallas and has this outdoor collection that's really pretty cool.
And the Katy Trail has really turned into its own item. The way that they've actually created different elements for the lighting, for the security, and of course you can't miss the trolley in Uptown. It'll get you to and from. It's amazing.
Yeah, and as you're walking through these neighborhoods, you get to see all of these different little statuaries that are placed around. Uptown has its own public improvement district in there. So as you drive into Uptown and you see the metal arms sticking out of the ground and the really cool medians, those are all paid for with a little bit of extra tax that each of the Uptown citizens pays.
It's a pretty great space. And now if you are coming in and you need something a little more funky, maybe something a little more like Austin, let's get over to Bishop Art District. That is so amazing and so one-of-a-kind Dallas.
Yeah, Bishop Art District started about 20 years ago, and it really began with just a cluster of small business owners that were trying to revitalize that area of Dallas. And it is the home to a lot of different restaurants. Hattie's was there for a really long time, which is gone now, but there's a Hunky's Hamburgers down there. With the all the new apartments that are coming in. There's the really big outdoor Italian restaurant?
Paradiso.
Yes, Paradiso. Thank you. You've got pet stores and art dealers, and it's just a very wide variety of retail shopping things that you can do. But you've still got that that vibe of like this being outdoors and not feeling like you're in this really polished city anymore.
I would say one of the things that they do really well down here is one of a kind. So there's not a big box chain that's down there. I feel like if it makes it here, then it makes it anywhere. That actually is an image of Eno's, and one of the funniest things that Eno's does during Christmas is on the side. You can just barely see it where those lights are. On the right hand side it says "You filthy animal" from Home Alone, and everybody always goes and has their picture taken here. And this is just kind of the vibe of it. They've done a great job of adding additional lights that swag across this portion of Bishop, just to kind of give it a really great evening space. So if you're looking for something that's got the art and it's got a walkable, and it's also ever changing. I feel like every time we go down there, there's something new. This is a really great neighborhood that you need to check out.
Yeah, it really is. And the next one we wanted to talk to you about was Lower Greenville. Lower Greenville is really anything south of Mockingbird. There are some people that divide that up into two parts, saying Lower Greenville and Low West Greenville.
True.
But Lower Greenville really goes from Mockingbird all the way down where Greenville connects into Ross Avenue.
And that's you cross through, I think, a lot of neighborhoods in that area. You go from very homes that are up there near Glencoe Park, and you come all the way down and you're in a lot of gentrification neighborhoods. I used to live adjacent to this, and I call it kind of epicenter adjacent because you're so close to so many different things. We probably wouldn't have been talking about Lowest Greenville 7 or 8 years ago, but because of the way they've changed some of the zoning and changed the way the flow of those streets, and then added a couple anchor Trader Joe's and I guess we'd say Wells Fargo, it's really changed the pattern and the demographics of that area.
It really has, and there are really lots of little commercial areas as you come down through what is just a really big residential area, and some of those areas date back to being, like the neighborhood grocery store back in the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah, and a couple of pictures ago, that was Teetsy's Park. Teetsy's Park is a great place to go walk around the trail that they have, or the little trail that they have around there. I know that they have boot camps in the morning, and I do believe there's a lot of pickup basketball games as well in that area.
There really are. So the next area that we wanted to talk about is one that is adjacent to downtown, and it's called Deep Ellum. And Deep Ellum is another neighborhood that just has a very rich historic past with the city of Dallas.
Absolutely. If you were here in the 80s, then you were in Deep Ellum because it had music. Whether it was an after-hours dance club or you were going to the green room to listen to Edie Brickell, this had it for you. And even today, they kind of keep that up with the Bomb Factory, where we went and saw Sturgill Simpson. We've been multiple times down there. It is a great venue, and I think that one of the things Dallas has gotten right is by adding the requirement for more restaurants in this area. So it's a really great place to be able to spend an entire evening. And again, art is one of the main themes in this area.
Lots of independent galleries here with lots of outdoor statuary, like the Music Man, I believe?
That's the Walking Man.
The Walking Man, thank you. And there's a Deep Ellum transit station there, which gets you in and out very, very easily.
It's unique to that because of that.
And, this is one of the areas of town where the city of Dallas has designated specific Uber pickup and drop-off points.
Yep.
So there's no more of that standing on the street and wondering, is that mine? Is that mine? Is that mine? But you'll have to walk a half a block out of the way to a little bit less busy side street to be able to get your Uber. But it's everybody knows where to go.
Yep. And the other thing too is it ends in Fair Park. And one of the great traditions that we have in the fall here is the Texas OU, or as this weekend I was told by clients, it's the OU Texas. I guess it depends on what side of the coin you're on.
River you're from,
but it's a great place, and it really has just done so much. And it's got a great, it's one of those places that you will really enjoy.
It really is. And one of the last things I wanted to say about that is the Deep Ellum Arts Festival, which was canceled last year. It is been rescheduled this year. They usually have it in the springtime, and it's been moved to October this year. So
that'll be fine.
Really excited about that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. We also used to work out at a gym here, Hit Fit.
Psycho Gym.
Years and years ago. It was the first time I ever got involved in a Hit Fit, that high intensity interval training. It was amazing. Great shape, but it was a beat down on that.
Yeah, 5 a.m. Those were rough workouts.
And the last one we're going to talk about?
The last one we're going to talk about is the city of Addison. City of Addison with Vitruvian Park that they developed about 15 years ago, and all of the residential living around it. They've got a great mixture of owned residences and rental residences, and you have such the row of restaurants to choose from as you go up and down Beltline Road.
Addison Circle is one of the only areas outside of 635 that has actually done that, or that first. I think Legacy is also now like that, but it's done a great job with also their fairs and their parks that they have in the spring. I know that I did an MS walk probably 8 years ago.
Right there at Vitruvian Park, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I think I did that same one.
And it's amazing. They
Mary
have tons
Kay
of them.
headquarters are right there.
It's a really good, again, demographics. I think everybody would feel at home in this area. There's plenty to do and great access to the highways.
Yes. So my favorite restaurant right along there is Kenny's Wood Fire Grill.
Why? And I'm going to guess. If I could write, I wish I could have written down why he's going to say before he said.
1, 2, 3.
Popovers.
Popovers.
It's the popovers.
They're amazing there.
And if you're not into popovers, Kenny's Woodfire Grill is also, I think, the only restaurant that I have ever seen that has Grey Goose vodka on tap. It's at like 33 degrees.
It's pressed out of a tap.
It's so dangerous.
It is. Well, dangerous wasn't the word. I was thinking more like fantastic or good or wonderful or.
So Kenny's is a great place and amazing food. A popover lands on the plate in front of you. It's like chips and salsa, but it's what their little calling card is. And they do a really interesting thing where they have really dark screens on the outside of the building, so you don't really realize how bright it is outside. And then the martini swings by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of lose time in there.
You don't realize that it's 4 o'clock until you walk out and you're like, whoa, it's so bright out here.
Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed this today. I hope you've learned a little bit about some of the walkability in Dallas and see that, that old adage that Dallasites don't walk is no longer true.
That's true. It is a great walkable town these days. You just got to know where that neighborhood is.
So thank you for joining us today.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.